Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered if we're alone in the universe? If the stars above us hold more secrets than we could ever imagine? Well, one night when I was just a kid, I had the chance to answer one of those questions, at least in part. I pointed a small telescope toward a star that seemed unusually steady in the night sky. At that moment, I had no idea that what I was about to see would change everything. Through that tiny lens, I saw something I had only ever seen in pictures, a glowing dot surrounded by a delicate ring. It was as if the universe had shared one of its most precious jewels with me. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't just looking at a distant object in the sky. I was looking at Saturn, the most beautiful planet in our solar system. It was a moment that left me in awe, and it's a feeling I've never forgotten. Saturn has captivated human imagination for centuries, and every time we learn more about it, the planet continues to amaze us with its mysteries. Let's take a journey through space and explore why Saturn is such a wonder in our cosmic neighborhood. Saturn's size and composition. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system, coming just behind Jupiter. But unlike Earth, which has a solid surface, Saturn is a gas giant. It doesn't have a rocky or solid surface you could land on, yet it's still enormous. Almost unimaginable in size. Saturn's diameter is roughly 9.5 times that of Earth, and it's about 95 times more massive. To give you some perspective, imagine stacking 95 Earths next to each other. That's the mass of Saturn. But here's the catch. Despite its massive size, Saturn is remarkably light. It's actually less dense than water. That's right, if you could place Saturn in a giant pool, it would float. It's the least dense planet in our solar system. Now let's talk about Saturn's orbit. Saturn is situated about 9 times farther from the Sun than Earth. This means it takes Saturn a long time to complete one orbit. In fact, it takes nearly 29.5 years for Saturn to make a full trip around the Sun. If you lived on Saturn, which of course we can't, you'd experience a year that lasts almost 30 Earth years. Saturn's winds and surprising facts. Saturn's winds are another mind-blowing aspect of the planet. Winds on Saturn can reach astonishing speeds of 1,800 kilometers per hour, faster than even the winds on Jupiter. These winds are incredibly powerful, and they drive some of the most extreme weather on the planet. And then there's the question of what's happening deep within Saturn. Down beneath the clouds, where the temperatures exceed 1,000 degrees Celsius and the pressures are thousands of times stronger than what we experience here on Earth, something strange happens. The carbon in Saturn's atmosphere may crystallize. And the result? Diamonds. Yes, it's possible that Saturn could literally be raining diamonds. In fact, scientists have theorized that Saturn's high-pressure environment could cause diamond rain to fall from its clouds. Now that's a treasure I wouldn't mind finding, the hexagon storm and the great hurricane. But wait, there's more. One of the most fascinating features of Saturn is its strange hexagon-shaped storm at its North Pole. First discovered by NASA's Voyager spacecraft and later closely studied by the Cassini mission, this storm is like nothing we've ever seen. It's a perfect six-sided shape, a massive weather system that just doesn't make sense by earthly standards. Scientists believe the hexagonal storm is caused by the way high-altitude winds move at different speeds. These winds create complex patterns, and somehow they form a perfect hexagon. It's a natural phenomenon that continues to baffle researchers. And if you think that's strange, just wait until you hear about Saturn's southern pole. There's a massive hurricane at Saturn's south pole, so large that it could easily fit the entire Earth inside it. This hurricane's winds are also incredibly powerful, reaching speeds of around 550 kilometers per hour. Imagine a storm that's the size of our entire planet. It's mind-boggling to think about. Saturn's rings, the ultimate attraction. But Saturn's most iconic feature, the one that captures everyone's attention, are its rings. These rings are unlike anything we see anywhere else in the solar system. The rings were first observed by Galileo in 1610, though at the time he thought they were moons orbiting Saturn. It wasn't until Christian Huygens came along that we realized these were not moons, but an elaborate system of rings. Saturn's rings are made up of countless particles, ranging from tiny grains of dust to giant boulders. These particles stretch across 60,000 kilometers, but here's the catch. They're only about 10 meters to 1 kilometer thick. Imagine something so wide and expansive, yet so thin. If you were to look at the rings from the side, you might not even notice them. But from above, the rings are a breathtaking sight, stretching across the sky in bands of ice and rock. How did Saturn's rings form? But how did these rings form? There are two main theories about their origin. The first theory suggests that the rings are remnants of a moon that once orbited Saturn but got too close to the planet. The planet's gravity was so powerful that it tore the moon apart, and its debris eventually formed the ring system we see today. The second theory proposes that the rings are leftover material from the time when Saturn itself was formed. This material never coalesced into a moon, but instead remained in orbit around the planet as the rings. Saturn's moons. A world of their own, Saturn has over 62 known moons, and some of them are just as fascinating as the planet itself. The largest of these moons is Titan, which is even bigger than the planet Mercury. Titan is unique because it has a thick, nitrogen-rich atmosphere, something that no other moon in our solar system possesses. In 2005, NASA's Cassini spacecraft, along with the Huygens probe, made history by landing on Titan's surface, making it the farthest humanity has ever traveled to land on a moon. The surface of Titan is extremely cold, around -179 degrees Celsius, but its thick atmosphere means that theoretically, a person with wings could fly there. Another moon that's truly fascinating is Enceladus. Beneath its icy surface lies a warm ocean, and geysers have been observed shooting water vapor into space. These geysers contain organic compounds, which raises the exciting possibility that there could be life beneath the icy crust of Enceladus. The Cassini mission, a legacy of discovery. We know a lot about Saturn thanks to the groundbreaking Cassini mission, which studied Saturn and its moons for over 13 years. This mission provided us with a wealth of knowledge, sending back over 4,000 scientific papers and changing the way we understand this distant planet. The mission came to a dramatic end in 2017 when the spacecraft was deliberately sent into Saturn's atmosphere, where it disintegrated. Despite the mission ending, the data and discoveries Cassini left behind will continue to shape our understanding of Saturn for years to come. And so our journey to Saturn comes to an end, a planet full of wonder, mystery, and beauty. We've explored its giant size, powerful winds, its mesmerizing rings, and its strange moons. Saturn truly is one of the most fascinating worlds in our solar system. If you enjoyed this exploration of Saturn, be sure to like and subscribe to Interstellar Journey. We have many more cosmic adventures to embark on, and you won't want to miss them. Until next time, keep looking up, and we'll meet again on our next journey through the stars.